It's just one time. How bad can it be? It's just one time. Famous last words. If you're like me, you'll have a bunch of different experiences where you just thought you were going to do something once. And maybe that's eating something that you shouldn't be eating, doing something you shouldn't be doing, talking to someone you shouldn't be talking to, or anything it may be. I find myself telling myself that it's just one time. It's not going to hurt that bad. But the reality of it is, it's going to hurt you pretty bad. And I don't know what we do, but it's one of our biggest problems as people that will get hurt by doing something for the last time, and yet we still always keep running back to it. I find myself doing this in a lot of different scenarios, and I'm trying to stop it. And I understand that the only way to stop it is to be told that you're doing it wrong. And I've had to tell myself that I'm doing it wrong. And that's how I've found the most change and the most benefit in my different areas. See, last night I ate a bunch of snacks and food I wasn't supposed to. And that all started with me getting a bag of chips. I had already eaten for the night. I was completely not full, but I was fine. I could have went the night. I could have went to sleep and been fine, but I told myself I was hungry, and because I told myself, I kept thinking that I was hungry, and I got a little taste of a bag of chips that I got. And after that bag of chips, it was all downhill from there. I ended up eating probably three more bags of chips and a bunch of different snacks I probably shouldn't have eaten. I ended the night and I'm like, wow, where did I go wrong? And it was telling myself it's just one time. How bad can it be? It's just a little snack. I'm an athlete. I burn a lot of calories. It's really not that bad. But what I'm trying to tell you is that boundaries are super important, and specifically boundaries for yourself. The walls you put up for yourself to never ever go past. I think that's so important. And for me, that may be snacks. For you, it may be a certain person you don't want to interact with or anything. You need to have those boundaries because everyone, I know I want to, and I'm sure you do too, want to be a man or a woman of their word. We want to tell ourselves that we're going to do something and we want to do it. We want to tell ourselves that we're not going to do something and we want to not do it. And the only way to build that self respect is by essentially putting that wall up and not going past it. For instance, I was broken up by my ex, and then I found that anything I was going to do to try to repair the situation is only going to hurt me. So, what did I do? I put up a wall in my mind. Essentially, I was a man of my word in saying that I told my ex, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. And what did that do? That made me be a man of my word. I put this wall up and this prevented me from any time where I'm going to look back and say, man, I want to talk to them. Because everybody has that point where they're like, man, I'm lonely. Man, I really miss this person. It doesn't have to be an ex. It could just be a friend that you know you're not supposed to talk to. Just tell yourself, or maybe even verbally say it to them, that you're not going to keep pursuing this and you're not going to work harder than you already have. Put up these walls because these walls are really helping me. And I find that, I put up this wall between me and my ex, and I'm seeing a lot of benefit. See, the more time I give myself between looking at this wall and realizing I can't go back, that helps me build myself as a person. That helps me realize my purpose and realize the fact that I'm fine without my ex or any other person I may want to cut off. This wall helps me because you're always going to look back, and it's a lot easier when you look back and you see a wall that you put up for yourself rather than looking back and seeing their face or seeing the opportunity present. And we really can't just cut people off entirely or cut things off entirely because that's really not good for us. I find that a lot of people, whenever they break up or they don't want to be around someone, a lot of the times they'll try to block people on social media or they'll try to just cut all ties with them. I don't think that's the case. I feel like it's a lot better and a lot healthier. And it also makes you look a lot better if you block someone on Instagram and they know that looks kind of bad and makes it look like you're not handling things well. For some people, it may work, but I feel like the best course of action is to simply Put up a wall, say you're not going to do something, and not do it. In doing that, you build self-respect. And I understand with these snacks that I don't want to eat, it gets me into this downward spiral of not only eating snacks, but it makes me make bad decisions like not get enough sleep, not work on my priorities that I need to work on. Doing these bad habits and going past this wall can only do bad for me. And the thing about the snacks, I didn't put up a wall for myself. So I started having that domino effect of just bad from just eating that one little bag of chips. But if I tell myself, and I tell myself multiple times that, hey, I'm not going to stay up past 12 because this happened past 12. It was past 12 and I'm like, well, it's midnight, it's not going to matter anymore because the day's over. I'm already up past 12. Maybe I need to make a wall and say, I'm not going to stay up past 12 because I know I only eat a lot of snacks or make a lot of bad decisions past 12. Little boundaries like that can make or break your entire process throughout the entire day. See, when I wake up that next morning, I'm going to feel awful. I'm going to feel like I'm lazy. When I don't get enough sleep or I've done a lot of bad decisions or I've eaten a lot of things I wasn't supposed to eat, I'm going to wake up feeling awful. I'm going to be demotivated, but I need to have that boundary. And I'm seeing how boundaries with my ex and saying that I'm not going to talk to them, and I'm seeing the benefits that's showing me that putting up these walls or simply telling myself that I'm not going to do something can really, really help me. And I want to do this in so many other areas, and I want you to do it too. I want you to think of this. There's any person I don't want to talk to, or I know it's bad for me to talk to them. If there's any time I know I shouldn't stay up past, for me that's midnight. I don't need to stay up past midnight because I want to get good sleep, and I know I only really make bad decisions past midnight. Or maybe that comes down to not eating snacks throughout the day or just having bigger meals. That way I'm not hungry because once I eat a little snack, I'm going to want another snack and another snack. Little things like that. And when I become a man of my word, I can respect myself. And I can know that if I'm in a situation and I'm going to tell myself I'm doing this or I'm not going to do it, if you have a history of listening to yourself, you're going to listen to yourself now. If you're in a situation, say you're in a hard workout and you're like, I'm going to get 11 reps of this set. I'm going to do it and I'm not going to stop. You have a higher chance of that happening and you're going to listen to yourself if you've done that many times in the past. I'm going to get 9 reps. You did it. I'm going to get 10 reps. You did it. Or at least you're going to try your hardest, and if you failed, you're like, at least I shot for it. But if you have a history of just saying, I'm not gonna do this anymore, and you keep doing it over and over and over, you're not gonna be able to hold yourself accountable. And the reason that's so important is because you're the only person that's with you all the time. You're gonna have people all around you in videos like this that you're watching occasionally that may slap some sense into you and tell you that you need to put up these boundaries because they're helpful. But I want you to be able to do that for yourself. And sometimes it starts with little wake-up calls, like videos like this one, for you to realize the importance of being a man or woman of your word, having that self-respect. Because the only way to build that self-respect and to get to a point where you're going to tell yourself something's going to happen and it's going to happen, or you're going to tell yourself, I'm not going to do this, and you literally cannot do it because you said it. You're your own accountability partner. You're your own wall. I said I wasn't doing it, so bam, I can't do it anymore. Just like that. It's simple, but we all fail. We all have these moments where we know it's something bad and we know how bad it can do for us, yet we still keep running back to it over and over and over again. It's one of our flaws as people, but one of the best things ever I've found is telling myself, I am done with this. I will not stay up past midnight. I will not eat so many snacks throughout the day. I will eat bigger meals so I'm not always craving something. I will do this. I won't do this. And I listen to myself. If I listen to myself, man, it's like I got authority. I have authority. And when you can have authority over your life, that's when great things happen. And I'm telling you, have those boundaries. Have authority over yourself. Because if you get to a point where you have enough self-respect and self-mastery that you can say things won't happen or you say things will happen, you're going to make great things out of your life. I want that for people. Boundaries are so important in every area, but boundaries for yourself are even more important. I don't want you to get to a point where you're going to feel lazy or demotivated from the night before, or you're going to regret what you did and you're having to pay the consequences. I want every day you can wake up and say, I had a great day yesterday. I'm going to have a great day today. Have those things that you just tell yourself. I want you to have a list that you mark out. For me, I'm going to tell myself I'm not staying up past midnight. I'm not snacking throughout the day. I'm going to eat bigger meals. That way I'm not as hungry. The only thing I may have as a snack is maybe a fruit like an orange or banana or something under 100 calories. Because I don't know what it is, but anytime you go over 100 calories, I just want more and more and more and more. And it's little stuff like that. But if I keep telling myself I'm not going to do this and I don't do it, I'm going to get to a point where I'm going to listen to myself. And listening to yourself, having that authority from your boundaries, it's going to help you accept other people's boundaries in your life. It's going to help you stop being a bad or hypocritical person, because if you're saying that you're going to do one thing but you do something else, that's essentially the definition of being a hypocrite. You become a better person when you have self-mastery, self-respect, authority in your life. Have that authority. Make those boundaries, set those walls up, that way you don't go past them. I don't know what that may be for you, but let's take a step right now before this video is over and think, what are some things today, right now, that I can tell myself I'm not going to do, or I am going to do, and I want you to do them. Don't let the day end before that happening. When I tell you that's going to make your future so much more successful, I'm not lying. So please, set up those walls and let's make sure we never, ever go past them. Thank you guys so much for consuming this content, listening, watching, wherever you're getting it from, and hope you have a blessed day.